A human being born at one of Uranus's poles would be a middle-aged man at sunset and a very old man before it was time for a second sunrise. Isaac Asimov. Hello, dear friends. In today's video, we would like to tell you about the ice giant located on the 7th orbit from the Sun, Uranus. Many consider it to be the most boring of all the planets in the solar system, but in this video, we will prove to you that it's not the case. Before we begin, we'd like to ask you to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to stay updated on new and interesting videos about space and the universe. Now, sit back comfortably and let's get started. Uranus is considered a giant planet, or more precisely, an ice giant. It differs from other planets in the solar system with its unique chemical composition, extreme temperatures, and an unusual axial tilt. Uranus is the first planet whose discoverer is known to us. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn were well known to ancient Greeks. However, people only learned about the existence of other planets in the 18th century. The discoverer of Uranus was the English astronomer William Herschel. He was primarily a comet hunter, and when he observed a moving hazy point among the stars in 1781, he initially thought he had discovered a comet with a tail. Interestingly, before this, skywatchers had seen Uranus at least 21 times, but mistook it for a very faint star. Uranus is the third largest and fourth most massive planet in the solar system. The radius of this pale blue planet is slightly larger than that of Neptune, measuring 25,362 kilometers. Its volume is 63 times that of Earth. To better understand its size, imagine Earth as a large apple. Uranus would be the size of a basketball. It is believed that Uranus consists of 3 parts: a rocky core at the center, an icy mantle in the middle, and a hydrogen-helium atmosphere. Interestingly, the icy part is not actually made of ice, but rather a hot and dense liquid mixture of water, ammonia, and methane. In 2018, the composition of the upper layers of Uranus's atmosphere was determined using the NIF spectrometer. It turned out that the clouds in this layer are made of frozen hydrogen sulfide. This is the same substance that gives rotten eggs their distinctive aroma. The presence of this substance in the upper layers of the planet suggests that Uranus did not form in the orbit where it is now. Like all giant planets, it was born closer to the Sun and migrated to its current location within the first tens of millions of years of its existence. Uranus is the coldest planet in the solar system. Despite Neptune being farther from the Sun than Uranus and its average temperature being lower, the coldest spot on the surface is indeed on the 7th planet. In the lower layers of Uranus's atmosphere, the lowest recorded temperature reaches -224 degrees Celsius. The cause of these extreme conditions is the long polar nights when some areas of the surface go without sunlight for over 40 years. But how can it be that a part of the planet remains unilluminated by the sun for almost 40 years? This is one of the most remarkable features of this planet. It all has to do with Uranus's axial tilt. Uranus's equator is tilted 97 degrees relative to the plane of its orbit. For comparison, Neptune, its neighbor, tilts at 28.5 degrees. This means that the planet moves as if lying on its side and slightly head down. You could say it rolls along its orbit, but its rotation direction is opposite to what a wheel's would be in this scenario. Because of this, Uranus lacks a normal day-night cycle. Almost 42 years at one of its poles are in constant daylight, while the other pole remains in perpetual darkness. Only at the equator do the days somewhat resemble ours, although they are significantly shorter. Meanwhile, the Sun moves in a circular path above the horizon, occasionally disappearing behind it. It is still unknown why Uranus has such an unusual axial tilt. Scientists believe that this giant planet tipped over 3 or 4 billion years ago due to one or several collisions with other celestial objects. Interestingly, this same collision might have led to Uranus's unique rotation. This ice giant rotates clockwise, like Venus, whereas other planets in the solar system, as well as the Sun, rotate counterclockwise. Such unusual rotation also significantly affects the planet's magnetic field. Research from the Georgia Tech Institute shows that Uranus's magnetic field rotates with the planet, literally changing its poles every day. Earth's magnetosphere is organized around the north and south poles. Moreover, if these poles were to suddenly switch places, it could spell a real catastrophe for our planet. On Uranus, a similar catastrophe occurs every day. Its magnetosphere is chaotic and tilted at an angle of 60 degrees to the planet's rotational axis. One of Uranus's distinctive features is the presence of rings. Uranus's rings were discovered in 1977. This was the first such discovery after Saturn's iconic rings. The finding came about by observing how the planet blocked a distant star's light. Uranus has a total of 13 rings. 2 of them were only discovered in 2005. Interestingly, observations of such structures were previously noted by William Herschel, but modern researchers doubt whether he could really see them. In addition to its rings, Uranus also has moons. Interestingly, all 27 of the known Uranian moons are named after characters from English poetry and drama. 3 moons, Ariel, Umbriel, and Belinda, bear the names of characters from Alexander Pope's poem The Rape of the Lock. The rest are named after characters from various works of William Shakespeare. The play The Tempest is particularly fortunate, with 9 of its characters lending their names to Uranus's moons. There's also a character named Ariel in the play, so you could say that Shakespeare's work is mentioned 10 times in Uranus's moon names. Uranus is, on average, about 3 billion kilometers away from Earth. Surprisingly, humanity has already reached Uranus once. Voyager 2 is the only spacecraft in history to have explored Uranus. Voyager 2 took just under a decade to reach the planet, but it gathered all the crucial information in just 6 hours. NASA's spacecraft also studied the rings and moons of the giant planet in 1986. Despite several space missions planned to explore Uranus, as of 2023, none of them have progressed further. However, the Chinese Space Agency plans to launch the Tianwen-4 mission in 2030, one of its objectives being the study of Uranus from a flyby trajectory. Currently, Uranus remains the least explored planet in the solar system, so we are confident that it holds many secrets yet to be discovered. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel to be the first to learn about the amazing mysteries of space. Please write in the comments what you would like to learn in the next video. Thank you, and see you next time.